What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. If you don't know who I am, that means you're new. I'm Mark. What's good with y'all? Go check out my other videos. Check them out. Check them out. But first, stay on this one. So look, I know you guys saw the thumbnail. You read the title. Let's get right into it. I'm not going to beat around the bush with this one. First, shots and thoughts on the Smith & Wesson FPC. Now, this is not my gun. Let me start the video by saying that. I know somebody who has been watching my videos for a good long while is probably going to comment and be like, hey, I thought you said you hated PCCs, and you would probably never buy one. And they're going to look at this and be like, oh, he lied. He bought one. Nope, this is not my gun. This was actually my good friend's gun. He he texted me when he got it and was just like, hey, use this for a video. Here it is. Here's some ammo for it. So shout out to you, Marcelino. Appreciate you, dog. Now, this is a very interesting rifle, and I will tell you guys right now, did I catch the exact first shots on video? No, and I'm going to explain as to why that is. The only real reason why that is because I had to sight in the iron sights for him. He had iron sights on here, but he never sighted them in. And I asked him, I said, would you want me to, get those sighted in for you? And he's like, honestly, yeah, I would like to be able to hit where I'm aiming. Yeah, please do that. And I got that handled for him. But this is a very interesting rifle. First off, obviously, it is foldable. Yes, that is. We're talking about the foldable rifle here. A little awkward to do while I'm sitting down at this table, but it is pretty interesting. The charging handle is right here, and you can pull it from either side, but, obviously I'm right-handed, so the locking mechanism for it is pretty odd in my opinion. It is, no joke, the same as it would be with a handgun. Let me see here. There we go. It's, when I say neat, I'm not saying it in a positive or a negative way. It's just a very interesting rifle. Did I have any malfunctions with it so far? No, I haven't. But again, I haven't gotten to put a ton of rounds through it yet. It's just very interesting. I mean, it's fun to flip it open. Don't get me wrong. It is very fun. But I don't know. It's one of the guns of all time. I'll say that. There is nothing wrong with it. It was very reliable for the rounds I put through it. And I even have some videos of me shooting. Here's some videos of me slow shooting. And of course, I had to get a mag dump for you. Now, let's talk a bit about the gun and what it comes with. So for starters, the trigger on it, it's all right. It's not the best. It's, from what I have gathered, your basic M&P trigger. Not super bad, but really not that great either. And it's not that the gun overall is bad again. I mean, it's good for what it is. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not sure about it. I have my own thoughts on it. And my friend has small hands, so it doesn't help that he switched over the mag release to the left side. So I had to basically use my index finger to drop the mag every time. So that's besides the point, though. That's my personal gripe about it. I have noticed while shooting that the charging handle, it is a reciprocating charging handle, meaning it does go back each time you fire a round. And it kind of does, just tap my lip just a little bit. It's not hitting me hard. It's not doing anything that's hurting me or damaging me. Obviously, still just as gorgeous as ever. But I do notice that it just gives me a little lip tap. But maybe that's just me. Maybe you guys don't have that issue. Hopefully you don't have that issue because it is very awkward to deal with when shooting. But let's talk about the magazine capacity. For starters, 17 round mag. Then what I personally like a bit more, but I do feel like they could have done a bit better, 23 round mags, comes with 2 of them. And what's kind of neat about it is these mags actually fit into where the stock is. You can see you can hold an extra 2 mags right here. These buttons are to release these mags. What is kind of awkward about it, though, that I found out is that this button doesn't release this mag right here. It actually releases this one. This one is still locked. It is this button over here that releases this mag. See what I mean? It's just kind of awkward, and that was a really awkward way of having to show it to you guys and hold it. But that was just, I don't know, it makes reloads very impractical in my opinion, because how are you gonna, really get a chance to reload like that when you're holding the gun? I tried doing it and it did not go well. It was very, very sloppy. Maybe you just have to practice a lot with it to get used to it. But for me, that just wasn't it. Now, it is a pretty reliable gun, at least for the rounds I put through it. It is a fairly accurate gun, too. I mean, here's my target after the rounds I put through it. Now, the manual of safety is somewhat an awkward place if you're right-handed and you're trying to engage it. You would have to break your grip and kind of go down here to press this button, push it in, and then your safety is engaged. It's pretty natural, at least when you're trying to disengage it, though. You just, index finger down and boom, you're back on there. But to engage your safety, it's kind of awkward. But overall, that's not really the biggest issue, I guess. Am I going to run this through all 4 self-defense situations? No, because I do know for a fact that I am doing a 500-round review on this. So I will run it through those situations during that review. However, what I will tell you is my overall thoughts on this so far is that it is very interesting, to say the least. It is very interesting. It is a fairly accurate gun. I mean, I'm not taking it out to some crazy distances, but at least for the distances I have sighted in these iron sights too, it is pretty accurate. Now, would I go out of my way to get one? Maybe in the future. I'm not 100% sure. One thing that is pretty neat is that beyond it coming with 3 mags, it does come with this neat little range bag right here. So, I mean, it can fold up into a pretty compact size, which is cool. It might be a good truck gun, maybe a good backpack gun. But also, if you're carrying this around in your backpack as your primary firearm, I don't think that's the greatest idea. I'm kind of excited for this 500 round review. You know what I mean? This is going to be an interesting one, to say the least. But with that being said, I do think that about wraps it up for this video. I am pretty interested in this rifle, especially for what it can do. You know what I mean? It's just kind of awkward with reloading, in my opinion. I don't know. We're going to get into more detail on that during the review. I can guarantee it. But with that being said, y'all make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that bell. When you hit that bell, hit all in. Whether or not you agree with me about my thoughts so far on the Smith & Wesson FPC, or some people might be like, hey, it's technically the Smith & Wesson M&P FPC, whatever. Go ahead and comment your thoughts down below. Make sure to check out all my other videos. Y'all make sure to stay legal, stay safe, stay dangerous. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.